Boston Corbett. Born Thomas Corbett, January of 1832 in London, he was apprenticed as a milliner, essentially a hat maker. And this profession famously involved regular contact with mercury nitrate. You'll surely know of the Mad Hatter, which is a direct reference to the widely held belief that these chemicals led to an abnormal prevalence of insanity amongst practitioners of the trade. He married in his early 20s to a woman who would die just a few years later, leaving him heartbroken and inconsolable. To assuage his pain, he took to heavy drink, and with a pair of scissors, he does the unthinkable. He quietly castrated himself, after which he prepared a meal and went off to attend a prayer service. Bleeding profusely through his clothes, alarmed fellow parishioners carried him off for medical help. Soon after this gruesome profession of his faith, he changed his name officially to Boston as a sort of an homage to the city that he believed had absolved him of his wicked ways. On April 14th, 1865, in one of the most dastardly acts in American history, the famous actor and Confederate sympathizer, John Wilkes Booth, famously shot and mortally wounded President Abraham Lincoln, and he would succumb to his wounds the following day. 10 days later, the assassin and his accomplice, David Harold, were tracked to a Virginia tobacco barn by Corbett's regiment. Harold quickly surrendered, but Booth famously refused to be taken alive. As the embers crackled, Booth's presence was sighted, and without order, Corbett fired on Booth. Though celebrated as a hero and the great avenger in most of the North, his motivations and actions that deadly day have long been controversial. He drifted to an ascetic life off the grid in Kansas, and he was appointed as the, quote, assistant doorman of the Kansas House of Representatives. But here he goes again, preaching incoherently and eventually brandishing his gun at startled members in the state capitol. He was arrested for this and declared mad and sent to the Topeka Hospital for the Insane. He soon escaped on horseback and told acquaintances he was on his way to Mexico.
This concludes the latest episode of Lost and Unfound. Keep watching on YouTube. Copyright Tom Payne Productions. All rights reserved and preserved.